Hello everybody, it is me, and I'm back again with another episode of Pains of Painting. It seems I'm not, in fact, dying for a year again. Truly a miracle, isn't it? Now, last episode was shockingly successful. If I pull out my phone here and just look, there's a lot more than what I thought it would be. A whole 21 views, actually kind of surprising. But today, as you can see with the big flower in the middle, we're going to be drawing a beautiful rose. However, last time there was a problem, you see. I shared the video with a few friends, and one of them said the drawing came out nice, which is not to the theme of Pains of Painting, as I'm sure you may know. So we have a new rule. Only one brush is allowed. That means I can only use one of these brushes. I will still allow myself to use the paint bucket, because otherwise it's kind of impossible. But we are only allowing ourselves one brush. And the brush we shall be using today is the marker. With that said, let us turn on some royalty-free jazz. And let's get into it. To start with our beautiful rose, let me just turn that down a little bit, that's a little loud. To start with our beautiful rose, make a fine, delicate line along the centerpiece of the work, and add a pair of little leaves. These leaves should be a nice green color, as should the stem, and these should be filled in promptly. Then with that, we're going to want a base. Add in little swirls, like so, and just keep adding swirls upon swirls. And we will do this until we have a nice, full shape, kind of crinkled but still round. And can't be too small, otherwise it won't look right. I also realized I again forgot to set my timer. Because of how simple the drawing we're doing is today, I'm going to cut down my time to just 10 minutes. And also to punish myself for forgetting the timer again. And we're just going to add in a few more petals. Just a few more. Like so. And voila, there's the base done. But now we need finer details. After all, it is a rose. So, using the black color, we shall add in little lines to kind of differentiate the individual petals. And, well, yes, it would be very smart to just have them facing outwards like so. I don't want to do that. Though we will outline our fine little flower. Keep outlining it like so until the entire flower, or rose, is outlined. Add in little curves here and again, and put some modicum of effort into it. And it should come out looking quite nice. We will add a few more of these, and thus the head of the rose is done. But there's a flower to do, and also a background, because I want to do the background this time. So along the body of the rose, we draw another line, outlining the whole of it. Very smooth and simply like so. If we are lucky, we can do it all in a continuous click. And soon, the rose is outlined in full. Now, if you wish, we can go over the green and separate the stem from the leaves to make it visually distinct, and add little streaks in the middle of the leaves to give them a nicer look, more texture. And for additional texture, we can add in little ridges along the leaves. And that should complete the nice look of the leaves and the general shape of the rose. But now we need finer details, other colors than red and green. So we're going to take our marker and we're going to add in hints of pink, highlights of it, throughout the rose. at least along the top, to make it feel more alive and, I guess, poppy. It looks more like a poppy than a rose, but shh, we don't have to worry about that. And once we have our highlights done, we can add in some darker tones along the base of the petals. I realize I can probably just use the dark red and that would look a lot better. Yes, it would. Okay. And we just keep adding in these little streaks of darkness amongst the light ones, so that way it's a textured rose. It has character. I also realize this is coming out... Music change. This is coming out way nicer than it should, and that's not okay. But don't worry, we will find a way to ruin it soon. Let me just turn it down again, Lordy. Now, along the base of it, the stem, we will add on a lighter yellower green for highlights. Now, an easy way to make things look worse is to have highlights be completely confused. Have some facing one direction, have some facing the other, where it shouldn't. It can work, but you need to be smart about it. Now that we have the general shape of our rose done, we must get to background details. First, we want the ground upon which the rose sits. It shall be a fine green color, and rather than filling it in as I normally would, I'm going to just cover it with a fine marker. And thus the ground is filled. Alongside that, the background must be changed in its color too, for gray is kind of ugly. And we shall go about the rose gently as we can, because this is a wide marker and it is easy to make mistakes with it. And fill the background a nice blue, to make the rose pop more for one, and for another, to give it more life than the dull gray that inhabits this canvas. Just circle around the head of the rose with the blue, and be gentle around the leaves and the flower petals, and it should be fairly simple. Once you have your general outline done, it's a lot easier to just kind of flail around the mouse until it's full, while being a little gentler with the flailing around the body and the other bits already drawn. Once the background... I have discovered a feature of the mouse. If I right-click while drawing, it undoes the drawing, so I'm going to have to redo all of that. That should take 5 seconds. Would that count as a violation of no Control Z? I mean, it wasn't intentional. I agree, Jazz Music, it wasn't a violation, because I'm perfect. And so, the background is partially filled. However, we do want some finer details on the background, such as clouds, to really fill in the canvas. Broad streaks create these clouds, and soft little turns within them gives them texture. They're kind of staircased almost. It kind of reminds me of Minecraft, actually. Oh no. Have I just recreated Minecraft? Nah. And thus, the clouds are complete. However, there is some still work that need be done. Specifically, to make it look weird, we're going to add shading beneath the clouds. Does it make sense? Not really. Do I like it? Kind of. I actually kind of like this entire piece. I'm not going to be allowed to use the marker next time. The marker looks too good. It actually lends itself well to the style of drawing. No marker in the future. It's banned, fundamentally. It's a no-no. But now that we have the general details down, I was about to change my brush. That would have been very naughty of me. Let us get some finer things. We're going to add a little pop to the flower by outlining it with a lighter shade of gray. Not pure white, because that would look a little odd, but the stem will be given this lighter shade of gray alongside the head, and it will outline the black, and should give the flower a nice glow that it otherwise lacks. And thus, that is complete. I'm actually kind of running out of things to do here. Let's outline the clouds. Why? I'm out of ideas, really, and I don't want to just end the episode there. It'd be a little short, though the timer is going to go off in a minute and a half, so we outline around these clouds, and we complete their look. The staircase design actually does look really nice. Dang, I cooked too well with this one. And thus the general shape of the clouds is defined, and we will add a fine line between that and the cloud fluffy white bits and the odd blue shade I added beneath. They kind of look like dragons. I'm gonna give them all angry eyes. They're very angry that this rose exists. They don't like it. They think it's bad. I'm going to actually just change the design in entirety to include sharp teeth and general displeasement. We can add a little red here too, like they're football players or something. And to complete it, give them little ears. Yes. And thus the ears will be filled in with a nice white color. And at the last 30 seconds, we're just going to add in... That looks horrible. Oh no. You saw nothing. It didn't happen. Nothing happened. I actually quite like this piece, which is why we'll add in some just blue streaks. That will work. Really make the sky feel a little esoteric in its nature. Oh, you hear that? If you don't, it's the timer. We're out of time. And the piece is also just kind of finished anyway. I just kind of was stalling for time at that point. This came out way nicer than it should have. But that's okay. I do like it. Thank you for watching this episode of Pains of Painting. I hope to see you in the next one. We will be doing these every Sunday, I hope, for the foreseeable future, though it will not always be Pains of Painting. If I have any other ideas, I might do that. If you, the audience, have any ideas for what I should do next, be that for what I should draw on Pains of Painting, or just for what I should do in general, please let me know. Thank you for watching, and have a very, very nice day.